For this Wednesday's review, we're featuring A Night Divided by Jennifer A. Nelson. Hey everybody, welcome back to another Wednesday review. Today I am reviewing A Night Divided by Jennifer A. Nelson. This is a middle grade / young adult historical fiction around the time of the rise of the Berlin Wall or the Iron Curtain. I picked this book up because it was a time period in history of which I haven't seen a lot of YA or middle grade fiction written about, and I was curious about it because I do have a half German background and wanted to read a bit more of that history. I also thoroughly enjoyed The Traitor's Game by Jennifer A. Nelson, which is another reason I wanted to pick up more of her books. I listened to this on audiobook via Scribd, so it is available on Scribd if you guys are Scribd users. This book follows 12-year-old Gerda, who wakes up the next morning to find a crude wall erected right down the middle of Berlin, splitting east from west. Her oldest brother and mother and her are all on the east side, while her father and her other brother are on the west side of Berlin. They are separated. Gerda is then torn apart by trying to stay out of trouble on the east side, but wanting so badly and missing her father, who is on the west. Now, I didn't know a lot about this time period in history, and I found this book to be really well researched and written, a lot of great attention to detail. I kind of did the numbers and figured out that my mom was born around the rise of this wall. My family was on the west side, obviously, and then the wall was taken down, I think, a year or two after I was born, so this is relatively recent history for my lifetime. But as I said, I didn't know very much about it except for when it fell down, and I was only like, 2 or 3, I don't even know, but that's when the wall fell. As mentioned, it is very well researched. What I'm enjoying is Jennifer A. Nelson's attention to details in her books and to filling out a story and making it just really believable and come to life. With her writing and attention to detail, I really enjoyed her characters, her mother just trying to stay true to Germany and that this is their home and their country, but also being torn of wanting to be with her husband and having freedom and a life for her children that is better than this. And of course, Gerda being a very young age trying to figure out who she is as a person and then being torn between her family on either side. A lot of people complained about the oldest brother in the reviews that I saw on Goodreads, but I really enjoyed him, and I had to remember he was a teenager just finishing high school and how he would have been at that age. I found him very believable as a character, and I enjoyed his and Gerda's relationship. There's a lot of great factors to this book. There's so many moments where you think they're going to get caught. There's so many moments where you think something's going to happen to them. There's so many moments to this book where you just are needing to know what is going to happen next, to certain characters that enter the scene, to characters that you think have left the scene and the story, but just everything comes full circle, everything comes together, and it just comes to a very brilliant, beautiful, bittersweet ending that I thoroughly enjoyed. As it is written for middle grade, I do guarantee it a clean read. There's moments of violence, but other than that, I guarantee it a pretty clean read. It follows a 12-year-old girl, so I didn't really fall into a lot of issues that I had with the content of the book. Overall, I gave it a 5-star rating. I really enjoyed the story, the attention to detail, the characters, and the history time period. Just having something a little enlightening and just kind of opened my eyes to that time in history. I would recommend both the book and the audiobook. The audiobook was very well narrated and very well done. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like I said, it's on Scribd for anybody who uses Scribd. It's also available on Hoopla, at least from my library. So that was my review of A Night Divided by Jennifer A. Nelson. As always, if you guys have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll answer them as best as I can. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!